Hello everyone, this is Pamela from Design Wishes by Pamela, here to share with you a tutorial on how I created an altered mint tin for, actually I created this from Graphic 45 monthly challenge. It was a stamp challenge, so I used a Graphic 45 stamp on this project and went ahead and embellished it with some hardware and then also some really great Prima products from Finnabar. I did get a request to do a tutorial, so I'm going to go ahead and do one. The box does open up, and then I added some hardware in the steampunk type theme here. Most of the hardware came from Bead Landing. You can get that at Michael's. And then I just made a little tag or a little booklet out of some of the Steampunk Debutante papers in the Graphic 45 collection. So this could be like a gift card, or you can do a thumbprint photo or two on here, and it's just a cute little keepsake. The lobster claw does open up, and you can add more charms on it if you'd like there, or you can add more charms from here. I actually do not remember where I got this lobster claw. I am sure, though, you can find something like that at your local craft store. The ribbon is from Melissa Francis. Beautiful ribbons from her, and the beads are from my jewelry making supplies. I had this key. This again is a Bead Landing key, and then I had the frame again from Bead Landing, and I just took some of the stamps in the Graphic 45 Steampunk Debutante collection, and I slid those. I cut them down and I slid them in there. I think Graphic 45 is really clever. And so it just made for a great accent for the metal frame charm that I made on here. And then this is just some hardware I got from AliExpress. Again, it's part of my jewelry and mixed media collection of findings. I took a butterfly and I fussy cut it out of the Graphic 45 paper. And then I used glossy accent to give kind of an enameled look on the butterfly. I just really love this paper collection, and I thought that was a great accent for the front of the box. And then on the back of the box, I just used one of the sticker elements and I adhered it down. And we'll talk about some of the supplies that you may need for this project, and I said may because it's up to you and what you choose. I did use glossy accents to make sure that the complete sticker adhered securely onto the metal box, and you're going to want to do that. You need a really good adhesive because you're dealing with metal, and then you're also dealing with the mixed media paints. I wouldn't suggest using hot glue, but you could try it and see what results you get. I really like the fact that the glossy accents does not add any more thickness to the element, the sticker element. So let me go ahead and get started on letting you know what are some of the supplies you may choose to use for your design. So let's first get started with the box. So for the box, I just used one of these Altoid mint tins. But you can choose to use any kind of box that you want. This is the one that I used. I used this Graphic 45 stamp set, and for this tutorial I think I'm going to use this stamp, but obviously this is the one that I used for the challenge project. You are going to need some type of gesso. I use gesso on almost every mixed media project that I use. It gives a good base for whatever other paste or acrylic mediums or paint mediums or waxes that you're going to use on your project. So get some gesso, or that's what we're going to use. You are going to need a sanding block or sandpaper, and the reason why you're going to use that is, one, you want to sand the box, the tin box, lightly. I like doing that because it gives a little tooth to the gesso and anything else that I'm going to add. So you want to use that, and you also want to use it for distressing later. Obviously you'll need a ruler because you're going to do some cutting. You're going to need some cardstock, just a little bit, not a whole lot. And then you are going to need some type of tool to punch the hole through the tin for your brads, your closure, and for the top part. So I've had this kit forever. My sister and I got it years ago at a craft show. But you're going to need something to punch a hole. You could use your crocodile, maybe. It's kind of hard to get it around the top of the tin here. That's why I like using this tool. Obviously, you can use a nail and a hammer, and it'll do the same trick. So whatever tool you want to use, you'll need that. You'll need a paintbrush or two. You may want to choose to use a rubber sponge brush, something a little larger than this one. Also something like a stenciling brush. This one is from Art Basics, but you could use any kind of stenciling tool, and that'll help apply some of your mixed media product on that. You will need, for texture, and you see all that texture here, I actually used this Artstone product from Finnabair and Prima. I used the mini stones that you see here, but it comes in a set of 3 different sizes. So if you want to go ahead and do that, you can get this or use it. You're going to need a variety of pastes or waxes for distressing. I love the Rust Effect paste from Art Alchemy and Finnabair Prima. I like the way it gives you a really good base to start distressing your project. I also used this patina effect. Now I used it in this copper, and you can see I'm missing 2 tubes because I'm completely out of the rest of this patina paste. But I love this patina paste. I've got to get some more of it. The other Prima Finnabair product I like using is the Opal Magic. So depending on what color set you have, if you have this, is gonna whatever you choose to use for your project. I love any color actually of this Opal Magic, but I just think it gives it a really kind of iridescent shimmer to whatever you're doing. These are the Prima waxes. There's several different ones here. I have Opal Magic here, Antique Brilliance. This is in a blue. I have the bronze in the metallic, and I have the rich copper. I love these pastes. They will go on kind of wet, not really wet, but waxy, but then they dry permanent. So the colors are absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous colors in the waxes. You can choose to use those if you'd like. And this is all your choice because it's going to be dependent on how you design your tin. And then you'll just need a variety of different hardware. All of these are Tim Holtz products. I love distressing them or keeping them the same. You can use a chain or you cannot. How I start a project is I usually get everything out that I think I might use. I may not use them in the end, but it sparks my creativity by seeing what I've selected. So you may want to do the same. You can choose to use rubber gloves if you like. Sometimes I feel they're cumbersome and I don't mind getting my hands messy and washing them off, but you want to use rubber gloves, be my guest. A towel for cleanup, something to do all of your painting and distressing on. To be perfectly honest, I usually go for it right on my mat and I just clean it up. Sometimes it doesn't always work out. It stains the mat, but if you want to, go ahead and get something to work on or cover your surface. I do have Tim Holt's glass media mat, but I have another project on it and I'm not ready to show what I'm doing on my glass media mat, but you want to get something or use your glass media mat. You want some type of embossing. I did use gold embossing here. I'm going to probably use it for this project as well, and your embossing tools. And then obviously you're going to want the platform, stamping platform. If you don't have a stamping platform, you can use this with the traditional blocks. I can let you know that sometimes I use this and sometimes I don't. It just depends on the project. If I want to be really precise and I have a small piece of cardstock, I usually use the stamp platform, and I've tried 3 different stamp platforms and so far this one works perfect for me, so thank you, Tim, on that. And you can also, again, I believe in cleaning up throughout the project. Use some type of wet wipe to help clean your hands along the project. I am going to use probably some miscellaneous beads that I've had. If you want to go ahead and grab some, you can do that. You do not have to. You can just make a charm coming off the top. And then I am going to use some more of this ribbon. Maybe not this color, but I am going to do that. So let me go ahead and stop the video right now, let you go ahead and get your items in front of you, and then we'll go ahead and get started on the project.